I want you to take a look around. These are arguably the thousands of people who are right now breathing in a chemical that the EPA says can cause certain cancers for people who breathe it in. Tonight, new rules are being discussed to stop it, but the EPA tells me it could be years before the process is done with.
Kind of makes you wonder, well, 2 years from now, I guess I'll still be all right. I don't know, man. It's a tough question.
Answering that tough question is the U.S. Environmental Protection Agency, and their focus is here at the American Contract Systems in Fort Myers. The EPA says for anyone living within 1 mile in any direction of this plant are breathing in high levels of the chemical ethylene oxide, which the EPA says is emitted by the factory and known to cause certain types of blood and breast cancer for people who live within 1 mile of the factory on Adelmo Lane.
American Contract Systems in Fort Myers is one of those 25 facilities with the highest level of risk.
One of the 25 across the nation that the EPA wants to use new federal laws to enforce stricter rules to prevent this from continuing.
I want to assure you that
during a virtual community meeting, environmental experts saying the chemical is primarily escaping through windows and doors of the factory, referred to as fugitive emissions, and hopes to be fixed by installing equipment that will help airlock the building. Parents were also invited to join the meeting, learning that the chemical can do the most damage to children and on-site workers.
If I should consider on withdrawing my child from the school.
What do we do when they're outside playing?
We literally just found out about this like yesterday.
The EPA is saying they dropped flyers off on people like Mark's doorsteps with information about the chemical threat. And the timeline that when all is said and done, the EPA says could take up to 2.5 years for improvements to be complete. Mark tells me those issues need to be resolved
as soon as possible. I mean, you get the children, the children play around here all the time. With this community right here, you have a church here.
A community with people like Mark who fear they're facing a slow, silent killer. And in the meantime, the EPA says help on the state level is working to help make compliance changes to reduce emissions from American Contract Systems right away.
The question is how long is it going to take for people to actually get whatever cancers you get?
In Fort Myers, Colton Chavez, Fox 4.